Hello, YouTubers. Today I'm gonna be finishing up the lesson on conditional loops, and today we are going to look at a for loop. And for loop, um, they are frequently used in programming when you are trying to go through certain conditions for a specific issue you have or a specific thing you are trying to solve. So I will go here quickly and create a new file and name it lesson 4.js JavaScript file. I'll quickly take here my notes I had created for this lesson instead of wasting time and going through everything. And let's run through it. So first of all, JavaScript um, lesson 4, which deals with for loops. So using for loops with the array and strings. So we're gonna use this one for strings and arrays. And one very common use of for loops is to do something with every element in an array. So we have done some little programs where we go through the array, and I will have a video I will show up or in one of the lessons in JavaScript series. We have a video about a way to home, whereby we create an array of markers on each spot we move on, and then later we go backwards and read from it to know the spots that get us to our home from what we have recorded. So know that one very common use of for loops is to do something with every element in an array, or every character in a string. So you can have an array or you can have a string. For example, here's a for loop that prints out the animal in a zoo. So you can see I have an array of animals: lion, flamingo, polar bear, boa constrictor. And then we have a for loop, which is denoted by this. And then you have let, you have the index of your array, which starts from index 0. And then this one will be used to check that the animals dot length, which is the length of array, we don't go beyond that. And then once we loop it, so we start index 0, we go the loop and we print out the text. This zoo contains a, and then that one represents the animal, and this one will increment, go to the next one. So we're gonna start with the number 1, 2, 3. So this one is at index 0, index 1, index 2, index 4. So if we go through it, let me comment out first this section so we don't show the errors. I'll comment out that, I'll comment out that, I'll comment out that, and that. So now we have this, and we need to fix up something if we have an error. So what I will do, I will put this one inside a literal in JavaScript, and instead of using this plus sign, I'm gonna use a dollar sign here in brackets, and instead of using a plus sign here, I will close with that, and then with the literal, then just add here colon, then we print that. So this just saying from this array of animals, print the animal name at this index, which is represented by letter I. And remember, I is assigned an index from these numbers. So we're gonna print that index 0, 1, 2, 3, because we have 4. So if we run that, okay, let's clear some errors here. And let's do it again. So you can see this contains a lion, a flamingo, polar bear, boa constrictor, and also if you want, you can add a number at the index. So we can have this one, $sign, I. So if you clear this and run this, you can see have that. I can take this one out. Clear. You can see we have index 0 and 1. If you wanna print a number, you can, the way they're followed in order, you can have that. I don't know if it's gonna print or gonna have some issues. Yeah, we have it. So instead of printing the array index, and you wanna just print the number, like having this one is number 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're gonna have your index, then you increment it by 1. So every time you pass through, you're gonna print that the initial one is gonna be 1, then the next round you're gonna have 2, 3, 4. So you have that. Okay, the next thing we're gonna look here is accessing individual character in a string. Is the same way you can access individual character in array using square brackets. So this is the same thing we have done here. If let's say you have a string of a name called James, you just look through and get each character in that string. So this one I will use the block comment everything. Now come here and you wanna go through this name and just print out the name of that. Again, gonna have to change this one to string literal and have that. And you have $sign, square brackets, that. Then this one removes that, and we have that. And we have an issue here. Then we look through it. What is going on? Okay, here's one here. We have double literacy there. Okay. Let's see what this one is gonna give us here. Clear your console output and print it, and you can see have JAMES, John. Also the same thing, we could print individual letters location in our array and just print that one down there. Now we know we have, if you wanna know which index is it, clear that and run it, as we have J at index 0. But this one, when you at the number level, they go up to 5. In array, we start from index 0. So that one, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see the same thing now for the other one as the array there. And that's all, guys. And this wraps our lesson on JavaScript conditional loops. And next lesson, we're gonna be creating more interesting stuff. We're gonna have to create a hangman game that we can illustrate what we have learned, and then from there we're gonna be doing more stuff. And also, I'm gonna be introducing a new series of creating JavaScript application using Angular as a framework and Ionic. If you wanna take to the next level, deploy it on a mobile application. Also, I will have another section for Vue.js. Those are the most frameworks I use in my development. Then also we're gonna use a back end with Node.js for RESTful APIs. So stay tuned for new things and new lesson. Thanks, and that's all for today.